Good evening, folks, and welcome to Mansfield Town News and Views. As always, guys, we've got plenty to discuss in tonight's podcast. We're going to be talking about the Salford game. We're going to be reviewing that one. We're going to be looking ahead to the Forest Green Rovers match this weekend against the top of the league. And we're also going to be talking about a bit of speculation as well. So, as always, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll get down them. Let's start off by talking about the Salford game last weekend. Again, it was a game, 9 out of our last 10 games that we've won now. And again, it just continues that fantastic run that we've been on. My overall assessment of the match, I thought we was a better team. Even at 1-0 down, I still thought we looked the better side. I think after the first 20 minutes or so, obviously Salford, first 20 minutes or so, I think the formation, from our point of view, we was getting overrun in midfield. But after that, once we changed things around in the formation, I think we looked the better side for the most of the game. And again, we deserved all 3 points, in my opinion. But yeah, as always, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on everything. Evening, Nathan. Thanks for tuning into the podcast, mate. Appreciate that. Let us know your thoughts as well on the Salford game, guys. What was your impression of it? Let us know your thoughts. Just getting down some more of your comments, guys. As you can see, very Christmas themed tonight. Getting ready for the big day. Looking forward to it. Let's have a look. Evening, Ryan. Hi, Mark. Fantastic win last weekend against Salford. Bowery was good, even though I'm not a Bowery fan. Yeah, and it's a good point that you brought up about Bowery because, as you guys know, with Bowery, I'm the same, Ryan. I'm not his biggest fan, and as you guys know in my blogs, I've been very critical of him in the past. But to be honest with you, I think that's his best position, Bowery, out wide on the wing. I think that's where he really excels. He was the only thing that he missed was a goal, Bowery. He had everything. He can do everything else. He can take players on. He can put some good balls in. It's just his finishing that he lacks, really. But yeah, he was. In my opinion, he was man of the match, Bowery. I thought he was unplayable on that wing, and he really caused Salford a lot of problems. And credit where it's due. Like I say, he's not everybody's cup of tea, Bowery. He's not going to get you a bunch of goals, but out wide, he's definitely a good option for us there. So credit to Bowery for that. Once again, I thought we were solid again, even though we did concede first. I thought after that, the team, we're knowing how to close games out as well. Yes, we was hanging on a bit near the end, but I thought at least now we're knowing how to close games out now. We're being solid. We're not making stupid mistakes. And, we're looking more solid as a team. So, finally now we're starting to manage the games better now, in my opinion. And again, that makes it 9 out of 10 games that we've won in. So, again, all credit to the players and that. Like I say, it was... I thought Mick Laughlin had a good game as well. I thought his goal was really good. You could see that he caught the Salford keeper off guard. Nobody was really expecting it either. It was a fantastic goal. I remember seeing it, and I just didn't understand because obviously you expect him to whip it into the box and then for a player to get on the end of it, but for him to catch the keeper out, it was fantastic. And again, I think it's always a good time to score before half time. It's one of them. Obviously, it messes things up for the half time team talk. And I just thought overall, we didn't. Salford didn't really threaten that much after the goal. Even when they did have a lot of possession, I thought we dealt with it well. And Nathan Bishop didn't really have much to do, to be honest. And once again, it just shows you how solid the players have been recently. Especially the defence, But no, overall, I thought we did what we needed to do, It was a much better performance than the Carlisle game, in my opinion. We wasn't hanging on as long as what we did against Carlisle. But at the end of the day, we won the game. That's the most important thing. yes, we was hanging on a bit near the end, but the most important thing is we got the 3 points, so that's the most important thing. Let's have a look. Ryan, even though we are winning, which is brilliant, could do with having more clean sheets. Oh yeah, 100%. There's always room for improvements. And like you mentioned there, the clean sheets is something that we still need to work on, which I'm sure obviously the team will be doing. And it's just the own goal that we're conceding, but it's like you say though, it's still something that we do need to work on, and hopefully in the coming weeks and months the players will be able to do, because it's just one of them. We just need to cut out them small errors really, and then it makes it easy for ourselves. We're not having to hold on as much and just trying to make it easy for ourselves. But like we've said before, Mansfield never do things the easy way. We're always hanging on, aren't we? We always make it hard for ourselves. But anyway, we're just glad that we're on this winning form that we're on. Obviously, I mean, like I say, me personally, I didn't expect us to win 9 out of 10 games. I'll be honest, I didn't see it coming, and I don't think a lot of people did. But yeah, it's we're winning games, but like you say, clean sheets are still something that we need to work on in the upcoming weeks. Chris, evening mate, hope you're well. Yeah, good, thanks mate. Yeah, brilliant. Like I say, won that last 9 out of 10 games, full of confidence. 4 points from the playoffs, 6 from the automatics. It's a fantastic time to be a Mansfield Town fan, and yeah, it's just so great compared to what it has been for most of this season. So yeah, it's been an amazing turnaround, mate, and hope you do well yourself, mate. Really hope you do. Evening, Ashley. How are you? Yes, good, thanks, mate. Same again. Just really happy. Like I say, I think we're all the same, aren't we? We've finally got optimism. We're talking about wins, and again, we're just getting better and better. And long may that continue. Chris, good, thanks, brilliant. It's not Christmas yet. Well, I'm getting in the spirit of things, as you can see. We've got to get into the spirit of things. All I'm missing is a beard. But yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's brilliant. Ashley, let's get O'Toole extended. The guy's been a rock. Yeah, talking about O'Toole as well, I'm glad that you mentioned him, actually. I don't know if any of you guys are aware of this or seen Nigel's press conference earlier on today. John O'Toole, he's had a lot of interest from other clubs, one in the higher up League One and a couple of teams in League Two. So it's just sod's law, isn't it? We get a player, a free agent. No one's interested in signing him. He plays for us. He has a couple of good games, and that's it. All of a sudden, people want him. It's just our luck in it, that. But jokes aside, though, let's hope we can keep him on till the end of the season and potentially longer, because, like you said, he's been a rock, and he's just really brought that that foundation that we've been lacking in defence, really, because obviously, as we know, James Perch has been a massive loss for us this season, and with O'Toole's experience, he's really bolstered the defence. And again, he's only been here just over a month, and I can't fault any of his performances. He's been solid as a rock, like you say, and he's the kind of player that we want to be keeping with his experience and his know-how. So hopefully, come January, we can extend his contract with us, because you do worry if he does go, then who do we go in for? Because there's been a lot of speculation about revisiting the Oldham defender that we was meant to be in for, in Carl Pellegrini, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows? But hopefully we can tie him down, O'Toole, because again, he's the kind of player that you want, Definitely. Let's get down to some more of your comments. Let's have a look. Ryan, big test this weekend against Forest Green Rovers, which look at the game they had against Oldham, 5-5. Anything possible? It is, Ryan, and this is the thing we know about League Two. anybody can beat anybody in this league, as we know. So you just expect the unexpected, really. I mean, at one stage there was even 4-1 up. At one stage, Forest Green, and somehow they ended up drawing the game 5-5. So it just shows you, it's one of them. This will be the biggest test for us this season, without a doubt. In Forest Green, like I say, the top of the league for a reason. Rightly so. They've been dominating it throughout. And arguably they've got two of the best strikers in this league, in Jamil and Matt Stevens. So it's going to be a big test for us. But the way that we're playing, we're going into the game, banging form. So when you think about it, we're playing them at the right time in terms of being in form. So I think you can be, even if we got a point from the game, to be honest, I'd be happy with that. And I think a lot of Mansfield fans would be, to be honest, because we know it's going to be a tough game, obviously top of the league. And again, they're always tough games to play against the top sides, but these are the kind of games that you want to impress and to show other teams that we mean business. So if we can get a result against Forest Green Rovers, and this would give League Two, a massive wake-up call to say that, we're on the charge here, right? So this is a massive game for us. But these are the games that you want to do well in and get maximum points from. But even if we got a point, I'd be happy with that, to be honest. And I think a lot of people would be as well. But yeah, looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Let's have a look. Evening, Danny. What a journey we are on. Everyone working together on pitch. Be happy with draw, but think we will win it 1-0 on Saturday. Yeah, I hope so, mate. Like I just said there, obviously a point or a bonus would be 3 points. It'd be one of the results of the season, to be honest. It would. It really would be a massive result, even at this stage of the season. Because if you can go to the top of the league and you get 3 points against them, then again it's a big statement of intent. So hopefully we can do that. And to be honest with you, there's no reason why we can't. To be honest, I know we're missing some key players, but I think we've been doing all right without them. To be honest, so depending on who's available, we're going there full of confidence, and we've got every right to be. Obviously, we're well aware of Forest Green's threats. You've got to be. They're there for a reason. But again, I don't think we should fear anybody, really, because like what Ryan said earlier on, 5-5 against Oldham. So expect the unexpected in this league, to be honest, because nobody would ever in a million years predicted that result, at any level. So, yeah, really confident. And I think a lot of Mansfield fans are the same. Even when we go a goal down, you know that we've got enough in the tank to get a result. And again, it's just such an amazing turnaround. And like you quite rightly said, what a journey that we're on at the minute under Nigel. And again, the players and the management deserve full praise for that. Credit to them. Evening. Hang on a sec. Let me read this comment. Sorry, so many comments, guys. Evening, Coleman. No, sorry, Ryan. I'm reading the wrong comment here. Yes, Mark. I'll be happy with a point. Yeah, it will be. It will be an amazing. Even to get a point, I think it will be great. In my opinion, it will. Evening, coal miner man. Bring on Forest Green Rovers, no fear. Yeah, that's it. I mean, end of the day, let other teams worry about us rather than us worry about them. I mean, obviously, you've got to be aware of the threats. They've got, great players at this level like Jamil, Matt, and Matt Stevens. We know about them. But again, League Two's, as we know, it's a funny league, and we've just got to go in there, and if we can play to the best of our ability, I think we can challenge anyone in this league, to be honest, from what we've seen in the past in the past 10 games that we've seen anyway. So, this is a big test for us, and it will definitely show us how far we are from competing at the top, really. So, yeah, like I say, these are the games that you want to be involved in as a fan, as a player, and obviously as managers. So, yeah, let's just go for it, Let's just go for it and see what happens. Chris, even I'm optimistic now as Carlisle fan after 2-0 win against Stevenage. Yeah, you got a great win there. Like I say, we recently beat Stevenage at their place, and like I say, I thought we was lucky, to be honest. I mean, they hit the post twice from our former player, but as a whole, again, I think we did enough to win the game. But we was lucky, especially with them hitting the post. But yeah, but like I said to you the other week, Chris, if you don't, any of you that don't know, Chris is a Carlisle fan, and he comes on the podcast. He's on YouTube. That's probably why you're not seeing his comment on Facebook. He he often comments, but yeah, I think you'll be more than fine, to be honest. I think you've got enough quality. I mean, when you played us a couple of weeks ago, you look good, to be honest. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. I don't see you being in a relegation fight, mate. I don't see that. Let's have a look. Ryan, do you think Hawkins be back up front, as that could be a big boost for us? I think it all depends on the defensive situation, regarding O'Toole, because he's been out with an illness recently. So I want to say yes, because I think obviously we want to be seeing Hawkins up front in his most preferred position, obviously. But I think it all depends on the injury front, Ryan, to be honest. So at this moment in time, it's hard to say. But if O'Toole is fit and available for Saturday, then yeah, moving back up front Hawkins. But it depends on O'Toole, if anything. But if O'Toole's fit and ready alongside Rawson, yeah, put him up top, 100%. Absolutely, yeah. But like we've seen, though, Hawkins, he can play in both positions well, but ideally we want him up front because that's where his most preferred position is. So, yeah, like I say, if O'Toole's fit and ready, put him in and put Hawkins up top. But yeah, I think that we just have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, we all want to see him up top, though, don't we? Let's have a look. Ashley, you know what? Just thinking about it, a couple of months back, I was thinking of throwing the season ticket in the bin, and now we're confident we can beat Forest Green on Saturday. And get in the playoffs around Christmas. What a turn of events, really. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people was questioning Nigel a few months ago when the results wasn't going our way, and we went 11, 12 games without a win. And we know how football is now. When a manager goes without, 5 or 6 wins, they can get the sack for less. But as we know, the chairman and chief executive, they've always backed the managers at Mansfield. And David Sharp actually did an interview today with the Chad. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but if not, if you go on the page, I shared an article from there as well. And David Sharp basically said Nigel Clough's position was always safe. Even that bad run of form that we had, it was never considered to sack him or get anybody else in. So the club's fully behind Nigel, regardless of the results. They was always going to stick by him. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It was frustrating, obviously, because I don't think any Mansfield fan could have foreseen us winning 9 out of 10 games, or maybe the odd fan did. But me personally, I didn't, to be honest. But to see the turnaround that we've had is just amazing. Like you say, it's an amazing turn of events. And again, credit to the management as well as the players. When you consider the amount of players that we've had unavailable through suspension and injuries, for us to turn it around the way we have done, it makes it that even more impressive for me. So again, credit everybody involved on and off the pitch at the club. And again, like I say, the playoffs, they're only 4 points off them at the time of speaking. And then 6 points from the automatics at this time of recording. So, yeah, sky's the limit, And this is, you want to be in this position at this stage of the season because around Christmas time, you want to be in and around the playoffs or not too far away from it. So we are, at this moment in time, in a really great position. So, again, nobody can have any complaints. And again, really looking forward to the second half of the season when it comes around, because hopefully by then we'll be in a similar position or if not higher. But like always, you've got to take it game by game, as we say. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Let's have a look. Chris, I hope we keep fans in stadiums. EFL clubs can't afford to be behind closed doors. Yeah, obviously, there's been a lot going around in the world with COVID and the Omicron virus, if I'm pronouncing that right. So until anything gets said, really, I mean, I think it's only for your bigger clubs where they've got to have certain protocols. But for the lower league clubs, then we're signed. Until we're told otherwise, though, we're fine. But yeah, we don't want a repeat of that. We want fans to be going into the stadiums like what we have been doing this season, and we'll make that continue. Because a lot of these clubs can't afford to go through that again, including ourselves. Because it's not just the clubs; it's people that work there as well. So hopefully, we don't have a repeat of that like we did last season. Touch wood. Let's have a look. Ryan, back Nigel all the way. Just look at his CV. Nigel was asking fans to be patient, and a lot of fans was not. Now we on a good run, you don't hear from them. Well, you never do you? And don't get me wrong, right? I always hold my hands up, as you know, guys, when I'm critical of players, and I always want everybody to prove me wrong. Me personally speaking, when we did go on that bad run of form, I'm never for one for managers out unless you're in a situation where you're just basically at the bottom of the league and you don't look like winning. Then that's a different matter. But at that stage of the season, there was so many games to be played, like there is now, for example. And like you say, there is his CV, obviously at Derby, Burton, and Sheffield United. So, not just that, but even as a player, he's been more than experienced than any manager at this level, to be honest. So, and again, it's amazing what a couple of results can do. And like I say, I think the last time we went on a similar run to this was under Flitcroft, if I'm not mistaken. And again, it's just testament to the players and the management for turning it around. And yeah, long may that continue. But yeah, like I say, it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. But again, full credit to Nigel and the players for turning it around. Coal Miner Man. It was nice to see Sharp's comments on Nigel Clough and saying that they was backing him, even the bad run we was on. It's a long-term project. Brilliant. Yeah, and like I say, his job was never in doubt. Obviously, when you bring a manager of this experience in, it's one of them, like I said at the time, when we was on them bad run of results. If you get rid of Nigel, who else do you bring in that experience? You're going to struggle to find somebody with that much experience on his CV. So, we obviously have done the right thing by keeping by him. And the thing is, like I said at the time, and I'll say it again now, because we're still in a similar situation, we've still got players injured, we've still got players that have been ill due to COVID or some kind of illnesses. So it's hard for any manager when you think about it, because it's the same squad of players, and I do feel for him partly because when you're without so many players, it does make it harder. But since some of these players have come back, like your Stephen Quinns, your Ollie Hawkins, we've just looked a completely different team, really. And again, we're looking better and better. So yeah, we've got to give Clough the time. Like I say, we've won 9 out of the last 10 games. So it just speaks for itself. You know what I mean? And as we know, football is a results-based business, and are we getting the results now? So yeah, and like what Ryan said, you don't hear anybody complaining now, and they won't do, not with that return anyway. So yeah, again, it's exactly what we needed. We did. But yeah, it's great. It's great that the owners and the chief executive back him, and again, it's again onwards and upwards. Let's have a look more of your comments. Ryan Coal Miner Man, Defo Project. Evening James, give Clough time and he will get it right 100%. Well, yeah, I mean, end of the day, it doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? It doesn't. There's no quick fix to things like this, and every team goes through a bad run of form. Like, it doesn't matter who they are or where they are. Every team goes through a bad run of form where they're not picking up results, and yeah, I mean, some part of it can be down to the manager with his tactics and formations, but you've got to look at the other side of it, and you can look at the players as well when things aren't going right, saying, well, they should be doing more as well. So I kind of view it a bit of both in a way. Whereas when things aren't going great, it's like not always a manager; it can be the players as well, because they're the ones that have to go out there and get the results. So I think it was half and half, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's all in the past now. We're in a great position now. We're in a fantastic run of form, and let's just hope we keep it going and do the same on Saturday and for as long as possible, really. But yeah, you just got to give the guy time, and again, let's hope we can just keep on improving. Ryan, with January around the corner, we have to wait to see if Nigel brings in and anyone know who we've been linked with apart from the Oldham player again. The only one I've heard of, Ryan, is the Oldham defender. To be honest, I've not heard anything else. I'm not sure about anybody else. So if anybody else has heard any rumours, feel free to put in the comments below. But I personally haven't heard of anyone else as of yet anyway. But I think the only deal that we want to get over the line is just to keep O'Toole on, like we said earlier on. We want to try and extend his contract for the rest of the season onwards. So I think that's the only signing that we really want to be making, to be honest, is keeping John O'Toole on, because he's attracted a lot of interest from his form. It's just sod's law, though, isn't it? Like I said earlier, or people just tuning into it now. We get a player, a free agent player that nobody was bothered about, then we get him, has a good few games, and then all of a sudden that's it, people want him. So it's just our luck at it, But yeah, hopefully we can keep him on. But no, other than that, I've not heard any rumours. It'll be interesting as well, because obviously we've got James Forrester. We've got Will Forrester out injured as well. He's injured until January time, the middle of the January time, Clough said. So, having said that, would you still want to keep Will Forrester on, or do you think we should look elsewhere? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. So, would you keep Will Forrester on, or do you think we should go for somebody else from a defensive point of view? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Because the thing about Will Forrester is, we've only seen him play a couple of games. Obviously, he obviously played at Doncaster, played really well in that game, got himself his first goal for the club, and he looked really good in that game, and he hasn't really done that much wrong, to be honest. So, I do personally hope we do keep him on until the end of the season. Will Forrester, I've been impressed with what I've seen of him. But yeah, it's what your guys' take on it as well. Would you keep Will Forrester on for the end of the season, or do you think we should look elsewhere? Just let us know your thoughts on that. Let's get down some of your comments, guys. James, we've got a manager now who's got a good reputation and who players would want to play for. Well, that's the other thing as well, James, that you just brought up there. It's a good point, really, because not only will players want to play under somebody experienced, but you think of the contacts that he's got as well. Obviously, at the time at Derby and Burton, or just across his football career. So, Nigel will have really good contacts, and I'm sure he'll have a short list of players to bring in potentially as well. So, yeah, like I say, that's what experience brings you, though, when you've been in around the game as long as what Nigel has as a player and as a manager. You can only think of what contacts he's got. So, yeah, like I say, like you say, any players would want to play for him with that experience. So, yeah, it's going to make it interesting to see who we do bring in January. I can't see us bringing many players in January. I don't think it'll be anything like 3 or 4 players. I think 1 or 2 at most. Because I don't think we need to bring in too many players in January. I've heard some people say to me that we need to bring in 4 or 5 players, which, personally speaking, I don't think we need to bring in that many players. But we do need to hopefully try and get a couple of players. But I don't think we'll have wholesale changes, personally speaking. But again, I suppose it all depends on injuries as well. That's the other big thing as well. So it'll be interesting up until now, until January as well on that front. Because if we get someone that's out for the season, like Perchie to Rawson or anyone, then it's a different conversation. But touch wood, we don't. Let's have a look at some of your comments, guys. Ryan, John Joe has been fantastic at the back. Nigel must have spoken to him to extend his contract. Yeah, there's been talks, like Nigel said in his press conference earlier on, that there's been negotiations and there's been talks, but like he also said as well, there's been a lot of clubs. Well, I say a lot of clubs, a couple of clubs talking to him as well. So that's what I mean. That's one of the big signings that we do need to make, because should John Joe O'Toole go, which again I keep touching wood like, because we need some real luck with this one. Hopefully he does agree to stay on, because we're going to struggle to find someone of that experience. So hopefully he does extend his contract. You know, obviously they've worked together before at Burton, so he knows him quite well. So there's that advantage as well. So hopefully he does, because again the fans appreciate him. The manager knows him well, so hopefully there'll be big factors into him that if he does stay on. So fingers crossed on that one that he does. Because he's been, like you say, fantastic at the back. Ryan, games I've seen, Will looks good. Keep till the end of the season. Yeah, I think it would be harsh to just to send him back to Stoke, really, to be honest, because Stoke must see something in him, because he's still got a long-term contract at Stoke. So that speaks volumes for itself. So yeah, hopefully he's another player that we can keep on till the end of the season. I know it's a pity that he's out injured until January, but it's only a few weeks when you think about it. And if O'Toole can keep himself fit as well as Rawson, then the defence will be sound, really. And obviously we've got Richard Narty in there as well. He's come back from his injury. He played last night. He played 65 minutes. So we've got Richard Narty as well for backup. And so, yeah, hopefully we do keep him on, Will Forrester, because like yourself, Ryan, I've been quite impressed with him as well. And I don't think he's really put a foot wrong, to be honest. So hopefully we'll see him again in a Stag shirt come next season. Next year, sorry. Next year, sorry. But yeah, let's hope we can. Let's have a look. Ashley, a little off topic, but I'd like to see Sinclair bag a goal or even try him as an attacking winger. Personally, I think he's a little lightweight to be up front at this time, but on the wing he could be okay, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a confidence thing with Tyrese, but there's been situations where he's got himself in good scoring opportunities in games, and he's just flanked his line, or it's just gone wrong for him at the crucial moment. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what. I don't know, but we know the potential Tyrese has got. Obviously he's got bags of potential. So yeah, potentially a winger could be good for him. He's definitely got the pace and he's good on the ball. So yeah, I mean, he's kind of similar to Jordan Bowery in a way, although Bowery has got a bit more strengths behind him and he can hold the ball quite well. But you look at Bowery since we've moved him out wide, and he's been a completely different player. Especially the other night, he was great. And it's same when he came on against Doncaster in the second half. He really did play well. So yeah, we could try that approach. I'd be quite intrigued to see it. So yeah, I'd be open for that, to see him on the wing. And he's definitely a lightweight up front. He definitely is lightweight, especially up top. You can't really play him as a target man, because obviously, he's obviously not the biggest of players. So yeah, he definitely needs to bulk up in that respect. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see him out there myself, to be honest. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Why not? We've done it with Bowery, so yeah, could try it with Tyrese. Wouldn't do him any harm. But he does need a goal to give him confidence, because it just seems like he is low on confidence, because, well, I suppose that's like it for any striker. When you haven't scored in so many games, you've got to be low on confidence. So you like to think if he gets one goal, it can give him the confidence to get a few more. But hopefully he does. But only time will tell on that one. Let's have a look at more of your comments. James, Defo would keep him. Will Forrester, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are the same with him, to be honest. I think a lot of people have been impressed with him. It's just been another player, though, that's just been plagued with injuries, to be honest. obviously we didn't see much of him for ages when we first signed him up because he was injured when we signed him. But again, hopefully we'll see him next year, and yeah, let's hope we can see him again. Let's have a look. James, I don't think we need loads of players because at the moment the players we have are good enough and we are just starting to see what they can do. Well, that's it. Another thing as well you don't want to do, and I mean I keep saying this a lot, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. So you don't really want to upset the rhythm of the squad. Like you say, I mean, 9 out of 10 games, it's not like the players have been struggling or anything. It's not like we're a team that's struggling for results. But at the same time, though, if you're a player that, say, if a team comes at you and offers you to join them, you see them in the position that we're in, you're going to be tempted to join because obviously the higher you are in the league, the more attractive the club is that's offered you a deal to go there. So that's the thing, the higher you are, the more likely players will want to come to you. We're not too far from the playoffs or the automatics, so that's another big thing as well. But yeah, we're not going to see loaded players like you say, and we don't need to see loaded players because, like you say as well, the players are showing that they're more than capable of it, they're more than good enough. So yeah, let's just see what happens. But I just think 1 or 2 personally that we need to bring in. But again, it's going to be an interesting window because January, as we know, January has always been a tough window, to be honest. There's not going to be that many players available, to be honest. But again, hopefully we can improve in that respect. But yeah, absolutely agree with that comment though, James. Sorry, somebody just posted something from the door and I don't know what it was. Let me jump actually. Let's have a look. Timothy, evening Timothy. Pleased to see Jordan Barrett in good form. Great at holding the ball and bringing others into the attack. Pleased with Hewitt too. Yeah, 100%. I've been really impressed with them both. Jordan Barry, he's not been everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people I've spoken to don't rate Barry, but this is the thing though. It's like, since he's been out wide, he's been a completely different player. And like you say, he's good at holding the ball up well. He's good at attacking players. And again, the only thing that he does lack is goals. He's got everything else. He's got a good touch. He's got a good awareness. It's just goals that he lacks at times. But no, he's great out wide. And like I say, I think we've found a position for Barry now in the team, and yeah, long may that continue for him. And Elliot Hewitt alongside Faz Rawson didn't have the best of starts to the season. Nigel publicly, named and shamed them for being poor, but they both really turned it around, and credit to them. Especially Hewitt is really, he's really done well. Hewitt has. He set the goal up against Carlisle the other night as well. He's just been really solid as well. So yeah, they've both been good, and again, a lot of the players have massively improved, and again, credit to them for that. Massive credit to them. Ryan, is it Christmas card, Mark? I believe it is Ryan, but I don't know who the hell it's from though, obviously, until I've opened the card. But I just heard the noise and I wondered what it was. I kind of made me jump a little bit, so I wonder what it was. But yeah, like I say, it's we'll have to see who that is after the stream. Which reminds me, I haven't really sent many Christmas cards out, to be fair. Typical bloke, I've left it late as well, to be honest, so I'm really going to struggle in that respect. But yeah. Anyway, back to football in matters. Let's have a look. Carl man. Hope John Joe stays. Offer him next season. That would do it. Good player. Yeah, let's hope so. Like we've said before on the stream and in the past as well as in person, is he's been solid at the back. He's got the experience. He's got the know-how, and again, he's just. It's been immense since he's been in the side, so hopefully he can stay with us, because you dread to think if he does leave, then obviously it'll be a big loss for us. But like I say, he's got the advantage of working with Nigel, so Nigel knows him well. Obviously, he's played well, he's settled in well, so hopefully that'll be enough for him to stop on, because that would be a really great transfer deal if it goes through, and touch wood it does. Let's have a look at more of your comments. James Bowery reminds me of CJ, as in his confidence dips a lot if he doesn't start well, but when he does, he's on it. He can be very good. He can, and like I say, you know, it's CJ was very much like that, like you say, and I mean, I know it's cliche in that, but football's confidence. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're not confident, then you're not going to get the best performances. You know, but when you are on it, when you're confident, then you know the sky's the limit. So, and then obviously you can see that with Bowery at the minute. But yeah, like I say, you know, I know obviously Bowery got 10 goals last season, which I don't think was too bad in my opinion, but out wide he's just really showing that he's a different beast out there. But yeah, like I say, he's good at holding the ball well. You know, he's good in the air as well. So, and they're the kind of players that you do want in your side. And yeah, like I say, that's the best position for him, to be honest. And again, if he carries on playing like that, he'll be a regular starter, and he deserves to be if he keeps playing like that, because I do feel as though we have missed a bit of width in the team, in my opinion, this season. You know, I do feel as though we have been missing wide players, and wow, he definitely fills that void for me. So credit to him for that, Bowery. You know, he's been phenomenal. Let's have a look. James, when he came on against Donny, he changed the match. Yeah, I mentioned that. Like I say, he was phenomenal. Like I say, he's got that no fear. He takes players on. You know, he holds the ball up well. He's everything what a winger is. Just, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what you want from your wide players. And you know, he's definitely showing that he has got quite the quality in that. And you know, credit to him for that. But yeah, like I say, guys, you know, obviously we're going into it this weekend against Forest Green Rovers, top of the league. You know, without a doubt, the biggest test for us so far this season. But again, you know, if we can get anything from that game, even if it's a point, I don't think anybody can really complain at that, to be honest. Because again, the way that they've been this season, they've been phenomenal. And obviously we've got to be wary of their threats, but to be honest with you, if Oldham can stick 5 goals past them, then you know it just shows you, doesn't it? You know, that it's not like they're not beatable. You know, and it just shows you in this league that nobody, even though they have been great this season, nobody's not unbeatable. So, you know, we're going into it full of confidence, and I think we've got every right to be honest. And I'm not saying let's all go gung-ho, because obviously when you're away from home, you've got to still be solid, obviously. But, you know, depending on who's available, if we can have Hawkins back up front, if O'Toole's fit, and have him back in defence, that would have Reece Oates and Ollie Hawkins up top, then that's a fantastic strike force that we've got there. But it just all depends on who's available for the game, because at the moment of speaking, we don't know if he's going to be fit enough, O'Toole, to even start the game. So at this moment of speaking, we're not sure. But no, you do fancy us to get something from the game, even if it is a point, you know. And again, it would keep the unbeaten run going that we've been on as well since Sutton. So yeah, like I say, we've just got to let other teams worry about us, you know. And even though they are at the top of the league, we are their informed team going into it, which is something we haven't said a lot of this season. So yeah, let's just go for it, you know. Let's challenge them, and you know, let's really show them what we're about, you know, and that we mean business. James, I defo take a point. Yeah, I think everybody now, if everybody got offered, every Mansfield Town fan, or majority of Mansfield Town fans, got offered to take a point right now, you would have to consider slapping their hands off for that, because again, you're playing top of the league away, you know what I mean? And I know it's not always a dead certain that you're going to get beat, but because we can go over, we are capable of getting the 3 points there, and I'm not saying we're not. Trust me, we're more than capable of doing that. You know, on our day, we can challenge anybody in this league. There's no doubt about that. But a point wouldn't be a bad result either. So, you know, but yeah, for me personally, I take a point. But if we can get 3 points, you know, let's go for it. You know, let's just go for it. You know, we've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. You know, and it will be a real statement of intent if we could go there and get the 3 points. And why not? You know, why can't we? You know, we've really turned the corner now, and again, we're really meaning business. So, you know, we won't put it past us if we did win it, to be honest. Ryan, I've got to go, Mark. Thanks for the podcast. Same again next week. All the best. Up the Stags, Forest Green 1, Mansfield 1. Yeah, thanks again, Ryan. Thanks for tuning into the podcast, mate. Appreciate you taking your time out, mate. Thank you very much. And again, let's just hope we can get something from the game. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the game as well, with the Forest Green Rovers as well, on your thoughts on it as well. I know, obviously, you said, James, like me, a point, you take it, because, again, a point away from home's never a bad result, especially when you're playing top of the league. But, like I say, depending on who's available, you know, we're the most informed team, or one of the informed teams anyway, in the League Two table. So, yeah, let's just go for it. All I can say, you know. And who would have thought you'd have said that last month, especially against top of the league, like. But this is the thing, though, isn't it? This is the period now where there's so many games in the Christmas period where you really want to be taking maximum points, because it will be a good indication of where you're going to be come end of the season. At this moment in time, we're doing really well in terms of the league position. We're not far away from the playoffs or the automatics, and you know, if we can keep this up and teams above us drop points, then, you know, you're edging closer to the playoffs and that bit more to the automatics. So, you know, this is the time now, this period now is where you want to go into and try and get maximum points, you know. And it's a good opportunity to do that. It is, absolutely. But yeah, like I say, it's just such an amazing turnaround, like we've said. You know, and I know there was a lot of doubts and whether or not we could go on a run like this, and a lot of people was questioning the players and the manager, which I don't think it's wrong in doing that, because obviously when you're not in form and things aren't going for you, I think obviously you've got a right to question things, because as we know, the expectation we've got every season is to be obviously to be up there or thereabouts, and you know, it's one of them. We've just got to prove that ourselves, really. But like we've always say, you just got to take it game by game, obviously, and focus on us and let other teams worry about us, to be honest, and not really pay much attention to anything else. But yeah, like I say, it's positivity all round, you know. It is. So, yes, thanks again, guys, for tuning into the podcast. Really do appreciate you taking the time out of your evening. If you've missed the podcast, if you're just tuning into it now, don't worry, you can rewatch this. It's on the page, so you can watch it whenever, wherever you are, whether that be Facebook or YouTube. But yeah, I think overall, like I keep saying, guys, you know, let's just hope we can keep this winning run going that we're on. And again, go into Saturday's game, no fear. Let them worry about us. Play to the best of our abilities, and hopefully we can come away with something from it. But yeah, you know, we've got every right to be confident of it, and let the other teams worry about us, and let us focus on ourselves and getting up that table, really. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in tonight. Really do appreciate that, as always. And you know, hopefully next week we'll be talking about 3 points or even a point away at Forest Green Rovers, which can extend the run that we're going on. But yeah, like I say, let's just see what happens. And like I say, guys, if I don't speak to you before, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And you know, again, thanks for supporting the page. Really do appreciate it, for reading the blogs, the watching the podcast, interviews, and just everything, just your support overall. Just really do appreciate it, because end of the day, I do the podcast, but you're the main you're the reason why I do it, guys. So you can come on here, have an opinion, and again, just talk everything Mansfield Town. That's what it's all about. Because I'm just like everybody else, just a fan, just having an opinion, and that's what it's all about for me. And again, let's just hope we can keep it up until the new year, and long may that continue. James, good podcast again, mate. Thanks again, James. Appreciate that. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Coal Miner Man, Ashley. Let's have a look who else commented. Timothy, Ryan, everybody else that commented or watched me. Appreciate that. Thanks for letting me ramble on as much as I do about Stags. Appreciate that. It's fantastic. It's just good. It's just good to vent, really, and just have a good chat about things. Really, it gives my missus a a breather as well. So it's not all bad. But no, jokes aside, thanks again, guys. James, always a top podcast, pal. Yeah, appreciate it as well, guys. And like I say, guys, if you if you want another alternative podcast to watch as well, which I'm sure Mansfield Matters as well, Craig Priest and everyone on there as well. Similar to myself, go and check them out as and when, if you've got time in your hands. But yeah, let's go for it. Come on, man, up the Stags. Cheers for that one. Thanks again, guys. And if I don't speak to you before, Happy New Year. And let's hope for more 3 points. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And let's hope we can have a merry weekend. Speak to you soon, guys. Take care. Up the Stags.